Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheraton Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. Today we're going to move some pigs. We've got a group of feeder pigs in the woods, and we're going to move them into another section of woods. We're going to show you exactly how we do that and keep those animals contained at the same time without using any netting. We're just using single strand electric. We're also going to check in on that group of piglets that were born a couple of weeks ago in that 37-degree cold, nasty, icky, just horrible day. Let's take a look at those and see how they're doing. So let's get out in the woods, let's get those pigs moved and see how they're doing. All right, gonna do a little quick update on our pigs here. So this is the feeder group. These are the ones that a few videos back, they escaped, they were missing. And we went and found them. They'd ventured 4 or 5 miles away from the farm. Well, probably not that far, a mile away from the farm at least. So they're back over here. We've got them. This is in an expanded area. They were down here at the bottom of the hill below those trees. I think you can kind of see that. They were down there for a while. We've expanded their area up into this. This is a little more of a wooded area. And what we're getting ready to do here in just a minute, we're going to move them across. This is one of the roads here on the farm. We're going to move them across the road up here on top of this hill into a little bit of a pine thicket and let them root around in there. We have moved, we've put a new feeder in with them. Got 2,000 pounds of feed up there at the top of the hill. So what they're gonna do, the plan is they will move across just as curiosity lends itself to get them to move. They'll work their way up there, find the feeder, and eventually everybody will move up there because their feeder that they've got in their paddock right now, down here at the bottom of the hill, is just about empty. So we're gonna let it naturally run out, and then they'll start scooting their way up the hill here to find some new feed. Doing a little bit of disturbance here. This is what we want to see, fluffing it up. There's not, I don't see any, maybe a walnut tree or two in here, but not very many. So they're just coming in, fluffing this up, rooting around for some, tasty treats and that kind of thing. We've not had pigs in this area right here where I'm standing in about a year. So, sorry, I know that's a little wavy. I don't want to give anybody motion sickness. So while we're here, this is our piglet group. And y'all remember about 4 weeks now, these guys were born in the rain, 37 degrees. We ended up pulling them out, taking them down, and putting them in one of our chicken brooders to kind of warm them up and get them off to a good start. Brought them back the next day, put them in with their moms. We had 22 all together to start with, down to 11. Lost a few at birth, and then we've lost, I think it's about 7 since then. So these guys are doing pretty good. Everybody's growing, looking good. I counted a minute ago, I think I got 5 boys, 6 girls. So we'll be weaning these critters off in about another 3 to 4 weeks. Castrating the males, giving everybody a worming shot, and all that kind of thing. So this is Mama. Hey Mama, how you doing? You done a good job. So the piglets are looking good. So let's go up. We'll show you what JW's doing, pulling wire, and we're gonna get these guys ready to move across the road in the new paddock. So these girls here, I'm not sure if they're girls, but these, yeah, it's a girl. Right under a hickory tree. I believe that's the hickory tree right there. Hear them crunching. Going after those hickory nuts. So this is the feeder that we've got up here, and this is modeled after Jordan Green, Farm Builder, their plans using an IBC tote as a bulk feeder for pigs. Second one of these that we built. Very pleased with it. This tote here, we're using the 200, the smaller totes. His plans, I think, call for the bigger ones, which are, I believe, 330 gallons. This is a 250 or a 275. This will hold 1 ton of feed. Basically, and I'm going to post a link in the description down below where you can get his plans. If you're interested in this, go support him. Go buy those plans and build you one of these. These things are fantastic, and buy those plans, and that supports their farm and their channel. Basically, a cradle with a pan at the bottom to capture the feed as it comes out. IBC has a slit cut along this edge down here for the feed to fall down. There's a couple of pieces of rebar that run the full length all the way across with a piece of 4-inch, I believe it's 4-inch, maybe 6. PVC, pigs come up, bump that, feed falls down into the pan at the bottom, and then they eat out of the pan. What we've discovered with this is we have a lot less waste in feed. And y'all know, if you're raising pigs right now, price of feed, the last thing you want is to be wasting it like this over here. Don't want to be wasting feed. So works out really good. We still get a little waste, but not near as much as we did with the other bulk feeders that's got just those little flip up doors on them. Hole cut in the top, got a box framed in. We can just take this other piece of IBC tote that JW made a lid with. That flips back. We load our buckhorn up with feed, bring it up here with the tractor. Buckhorn comes in over top. We pull the gate on that, feed fills up, and it works out great. We're trying a little bit of Joel Salatin method on this particular paddock. We've got a ton of feed in here. When this ton of feed runs out, the pigs will move. We're going to use that 2,000 pounds as our constant. I'm expecting, what Joel says, and I expect this to hold true, what we'll find is that depending on the paddock size, if it's bigger, it will take them more time to work through 2,000 pounds. If the paddock is smaller, it'll take them less time to work through the 2,000 pounds. So that becomes your constant. They've ran out of feed in the paddock, and they're polishing this off. And then when they're running out of that, they're out of feed in the paddock. They're out of feed here. Time to move. Not sure how big a spot we've got for them here. Probably swag guess 3/4 of an acre, maybe an acre. Probably closer to 3/4. I'm not a very good judge at that. So single strand wire we're using on this paddock here. This is the Speed Right Extreme. I'll post a link for that in the description down below if I can find one. This stuff's become more and more difficult to find. We got our 3/8 inch rebar post with our insulators on it. This has got a couple of extra insulators on that. Cheap setup. We've done a video in the past on what it costs to buy your wire, post, insulators, all that kind of thing. I'll try to remember and post a link for that video in the description down below. So I think we've got it set up. We're going to go down here, open up the alleyway. We'll let these guys start coming across, and they're probably not going to immediately run across. That's another thing on moving these pigs. Patience is your key. Patience is your friend. You're a whole lot better off to open the area up, let them move across on their own time. Pigs are not like cows. You can't push them. They're not like sheep. You can't lead them. These animals are very independent, and they're going to do what they want to do. So sometimes you just got to give them the time, the space, and let them think it's their idea. So we'll go open the alleyway up and see if they'll come across. So the piglets are coming up, going under the wire, as y'all can see there. We get asked this a lot. We are perfectly okay with that. That is fine for those piglets to come in and out of that wire. They're not going to wander too far off from their moms. They're going to come back to eat. This also works out pretty good. In a week or so, we'll start putting some feed outside of the wire and letting those piglets come out and get used to eating the feed outside of the wire. Then we'll start feeding in the trailer. Get the piglets used to coming out, going up in the trailer, eating by themselves. And then whenever it comes weaning time, we just feed them in the trailer, close the door, take them off, put them in a weaning training pen, castrate the males, all that other stuff that we normally do whenever it's weaning time. But look at this. They're very curious, aren't they, JW?
Oh, yeah.
Coming down here and checking us out.
If they stay this cute forever, you can never eat them.
That's right, yeah. I don't know if y'all heard him. He said if they stay this cute forever, you'd never eat them. But they grow up and they get big And they get aggravating, don't they?
Real quick.
700 pounds, 700 pounds getting out of the wire every day. Yeah, you're ready to eat that girl.
Have to drag it out later whenever it's jacked up in the line.
All right, so this is our single strand that we've got running in the new paddock where they're going to. We've left it open from this post here to that post that JW is working on over there. We're going to take one of these reels and we're going to walk it across and tie it into that post. The other reel, we're going to wind it back to that post, and then we'll go across the way and tie it in here. That gives us an opening from this paddock down here right across the road, right up into the new area where they're going to be. So just get all that taken down. This is going to be very anticlimactic because once we put it together, those pigs are, it's not like cows, is it, JW?
No.
You open up the cows, they're standing there, they're ready to go. These pigs, I'm not calling them dumb animals, but these pigs are not the brightest in the world. It's going to take them, it's going to take them a while to discover that the lane is open and they can walk across. So you're probably not going to see much here, but we're going to set it up for them so they can come across and go to their new area. Again, new feeder up there in the corner. It's full, and that's what we want. We're going to let this feeder on the lower paddock down here run out, and then they're going to get out and start searching for food. They'll eventually find it. They'll come back, tell their buddies, and then everybody will walk on up there. All right, that's the lane. Wire from here to there, over there and up. Put a couple of step ins here just to keep the height right. But they're down here munching on. There's a couple of, that's a hickory tree right over there, I believe. They're down here munching on hickory nuts. So they've got, they've still got plenty to work on. Lay down. She laid down right beside where the wire was.
Yeah.
All right, there they are. We got them moved. Again, keeping those animals contained while you're moving them through the woods is really best practice. Makes it easy to move those animals where you want them. We've done that a couple of different ways in the past. This time we're only using a single reel in that new paddock that they're going to. Probably a little better practice to use two if you're planning where your next move is going to be. Excited to see how that's going to work out with using that feeder as the constant. Once that 2,000 pounds is gone, then we move them to another area. We'll see how that works out. I think it's going to be a little bit easier on us in terms of moving feed around, and also to keep from just decimating a single spot. If you leave pigs in one spot for too long, it just becomes the surface of the moon. That's not good practice. You get too much manure buildup. You get a lot of erosion. We've ran into that in times past, and it kind of slows the growth of the vegetation coming back in. Always learning. We're making mistakes, trying to figure this out, improving things as we go along, but we're getting there. So every day's a learning experience. Like we always say, please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.